गुड मॉर्निंग, हेलो 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 स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हो आप सभी? हाउ आर यू? हेलो, आई एम ऑडिबल? आवाज आ रही है? हेलो हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग. ओके, फाइन. ओके, माई सेल्फ पीयूष नंदन and I am your physics teacher. Today's topic is addition of two vectors, correct? Addition of two vectors. देखो बच्चों, addition of two vectors, we have to first know what is vector and what is the rule of vector algebra. Because let's say you have a two quantities like 2 kg and 3 kg. If I ask a simple question, what is the total mass? Then simply you say, sir, it is 5 kg. Correct. And what is the procedure of your calculation? So simply 2 plus 3 equals to 5 kg. Now I have one question in mind. And what is that question? Is all the quantity in the universe, are you adding like same way that in the previous case? The answer is no. Means there are some other quantities also. That particular case we have to add in different way. What is the different way? This is known as vector rules of algebra. This particular section we are going to discuss in addition of two vectors. Correct. Let's talk about more detail. Correct. Suppose you have two forces like 2 Newton and 3 Newton. Like I am an object and you are applying force 2 Newton plus 3 Newton like this. Correct. Simply we can say total force, yeah, resultant force on that particular body is 5 Newton. Correct. 5 Newton. Why 5 Newton? Because 2 plus 3 is same direction, and is and that particular 5 Newton force is applied on that particular body, gives some acceleration. Correct. But suppose that 2 Newton and 3 Newton forces act like this. This is 2 Newton force, this is 3 Newton force. What will be happen? Then in this case, resultant force is going to be only 1 Newton. Means resultant force reduced to 1 Newton. In first case, resultant force is 5 Newton. But in this case, resultant force is only 1 Newton. Means that is a particular concept, that is a particular rules of mathematics. Though we taught how to add these two vectors in different way. Suppose in this particular scenario, two vectors has zero angle to each other. Correct. But in this case, these two vectors has 180 degree to each other. Correct. Means angle are a key role player to addition of two vectors in this case. Let's we talk about addition of two vectors. Correct. Addition of two vectors. Addition of two vectors. First of all, addition of two vectors. Okay. What is quantity known as vector? Please tell me, students, what is quantities? What is vector quantities? Okay. A vector quantities has magnitude, direction, as well as follows rules of vector algebra. Rules of vector algebra. And what is the rules of vector algebra? We are going to discussing now. Okay. Then first we thought about what is vector. Vector is a particular quantities which has magnitude, direction, as well as it quantity, that particular quantity should follows rules of vector algebra. Correct. So vector quantity, as we know that. Correct. Now we are talking about addition of two vectors. And what is the rules of vector algebra? There are two specific rules of vector algebra. First one is triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Which law is this? Triangle law of vector addition. And second law is known as parallelo. Which one? Parallelogram law of vector addition. Second law is parallelogram law of vector addition. Now we are going to discuss first rule, that is triangle law of vector addition. That is triangle law of vector addition. That is triangle law of vector addition. Now, what is the triangle law of vector addition? What is the triangle law of vector addition? What is the triangle law of vector addition? Okay, fine. Let's we talk about. First, now I am going to talk about what is specific rules for this particular law. Suppose you have a two vector like vector A and vector B, correct? And we have to add these two vectors. We have to add these two vectors. Then here comes in the picture, and according to triangle vectors law of addition, we are going to draw a diagram like we have to keep first vector like this, second vector, put tail of second vector into head of first vector like this, correct? This is our first vector A, this is our first vector B, and this is the tail of first vector, and we are going to we are simply going to draw vector A to B like this. We are going to join a vector tail of first vector to the head of second vector like this, and this vector is known as resultant vector, and that particular resultant vector gives you concept of resultant vector, resultant of two vectors, correct? That particular vector is gives a concept of resultant of two vectors. Okay, then first thing first, what is triangle law of vector addition? Triangle law of vector addition is something, a simply a law which can tell how can add two vectors, correct? How can add two vectors? How can add two vectors? And what is the rules? First vector's head, first vector head should be joined second vector's tail. First vector head should be joined second vector's tail, and first vector tail to the second vector head is known as our resultant vector, and that particular resultant vector we have to solve in this case, correct? And what is the case of resultant vector? As you know that a vector has magnitude as well as direction. Now we have to solve two quantities. What is the two quantities? First we have to solve its magnitude, and second one, what is its direction? What is its direction? First we have to solve magnitude, and second we have to solve its direction, because vector have because vector has magnitude as well as direction. That's why we have to solve magnitude of resultant vector and direction of that resultant vector. Now we talk about what is the exact procedure to solve this problem or solve this concept. Suppose this angle is theta, we have to provide it, correct? As you see that this theta is also reflect from that particular case. As you know that theta is angle between two vectors. What is theta? Theta is angle between two vectors. Theta is angle between two vectors. Theta is angle between two vectors. And what is the rules to find angle between two vectors? We have to join, you have to join tail to tail vectors, tail to tail of two vectors, or head to head of any two vectors. And that particular smaller angle, is known as our angle between two vectors. Correct. Okay. As you know that the vector like this resultant vector, if we talk about magnitude, then simply we have to remove the arrow, and this vector has magnitude only r. Similarly, this vector has magnitude only b, and this vector has magnitude only a. Simply we have to remove arrow from it, correct? Then a vector and b vector, as you know that this is the magnitude, or you can say length of that particular vector. Now we are trying to solve what is the resultant vector, what is the magnitude of resultant vector, what is the magnitude of resultant vector, what is the magnitude of resultant vector. Now we are drawing a simple triangle, and this is our resultant vector. This is angle theta. This is angle theta. We have draw a perpendicular from that particular point, and this angle is 90. Suppose point A, B, C, and D, we have marked it in triangle BCD. Triangle BCD. What we are going to write cos theta? Cos theta, what we are going to write cos theta? Cos theta equals to B by H. Or you can see that BD upon BD upon BC. BD upon BC. Then we have to find BD. So what is the value of BD? BD is simply BC cos theta. As you can see, BC vector has a length of B, correct? Length of B means magnitude of B, correct? Means BD equals to B cos theta. BD equals to B cos theta means this length is simply B cos theta. In that particular triangle, I am going to write sine theta also. And what is the value of sine theta in this case? So simply perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is CD upon BC. That is CD upon BC. And what is the exact value of CD? Simply BC sine theta. Simply BC sine theta. And what is the magnitude of BC vector? As you know that, simply B, correct? So B sine theta is nothing but a perpendicular of this particular case. B sine theta. Fine. And what is the length of A to D? Please tell me, students, what is the length from A to D? So A to D length is going to be A plus B cos theta. A plus B cos theta. And what is the length of CD? Simply B sine theta. As you know that triangle, as you know that triangle ACD is a right angle triangle. So we can write from the Pythagoras theorem. What we can write from Pythagoras theorem? What we can write Pythagoras theorem? Simply R square equals to A plus B cos theta ka whole square plus B sin theta whole square. And we have to open this, correct? And what is the formula of A square plus B square? A plus B ka whole square. As you know that, what is the formula of A? What is the formula of A plus B ka whole square? Simply A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sin theta sin square theta. And you have to focus in these two terms. Here we can take common B square, and we have A square plus B square bracket sin squared theta plus cos squared theta plus 2AB cos theta. And what is the value of sin squared theta plus cos squared theta? Tell me, what is the value of sin squared theta plus cos squared theta? 1. Very good. A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta means we have a resultant vector. We have a magnitude of resultant vector is simply under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And what is theta? Theta is simply angle between two vectors, angle between vector A and vector B. Now we are going to find what is direction. Here only we have its magnitude. Now we are going to solve its direction. Let's talk about what is direction. Means we are going to find this particular angle alpha. This particular angle alpha. This particular angle alpha. Here you can see that in this case, what we are going to write, tan alpha equals to perpendicular upon base. That is going to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. Correct? Or you can say that alpha equals to nothing but tan inverse B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. Now we have magnitude as well as direction. Means now we have magnitude, that is under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Now we have direction also, that is alpha equals to tan inverse B sin theta divided by A plus b cos theta. Correct? Means, 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 suppose we have a two vector a plus b, then we have magnitude, that is a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta, and direction, that is alpha, equals to tan inverse b sin theta divided by a plus b cos theta. And these two formula we have to learn. Correct? These two formula we have to learn and we have to keep in mind. Okay, that is all about addition of two vectors. Thank you very much.